You can't have a character-driven story with a plain character. Hello there, my name is Ray, and welcome to my video analysis of Amnesia's Rebirth. To begin, let me tell you that everything in this video is gonna be my opinion. Some of you may enjoy this game. Heck, there's evidence that a lot of you already enjoyed these games, looking from these reviews, but as Outlast has shown, it's not hard to entertain people these days. Just create a simple puzzle room that goes boo and some dramatic strings and boom! A trendy horror game. Well, with that said, I don't really like a lot of those stuff. Some of you may enjoy bland characters, some of you may enjoy one-line side characters that die off trying to make you feel something, some of you might enjoy the fan service, which I actually do too. Some of you might enjoy really badly motivated villains, or just plot that doesn't really make much sense at all. Some of you may enjoy that, so that's why I'm gonna be making a video analysis to show you guys my thoughts and see how this game goes. Right, let's begin then. By the way, spoilers for The Dark Descent, Soma, and Amnesia's Rebirth. Alright, let's start with the first point. For a character-based story, she's really bland. Simon and Soma doesn't really have much development, but thanks to Catherine, we get to see his thoughts on the current subject matter. The conflict between him and Catherine and just how he feels about this situation are factors that really help flesh out Simon. He's not just a simple blank character for the players to insert themselves into, he's actually just a dude. He's a dude himself. Tassi, on the other hand, has a baby to talk to, and the dialogue really doesn't give me much information about what she's like, apart from how kind she is. This type of character is boring, like a certain Force user. Remember that, let's look at what we got from her. She doesn't emote much, she doesn't react much at all. Remember when Simon left his body and got into an argument with Catherine about it? Him being worried about his other self? That is interesting to watch. We don't have anything like that for this game. I'm not talking about like doing the same thing for Soma, just having her talk about something interesting. Having her voice something interesting for once, not just be emote grunt or just talk to her baby. We don't have anything like that, apart from her also like just running angrily at people, shouting the name, or just being selfish, killing her baby, not giving up her baby so that 9 other people, including her husband by the way, can live. How about have her show some regret for choosing the baby over her friends for feet's sake? That's a character for something. Keep everyone she meets alive enough for her to interact with so she can show sympathy or even satisfaction for killing her baby. If she shows satisfaction, that would be interesting, right? If it's done right, it would be really interesting. You could also have her talk to the doctor over the radio, develop a relationship similar to Simon and Catherine. They may have some conflicting opinions that could give us some interesting character development. Like, how about have the doctor unwilling to help him, but Tassi has something he needs to help her. The doctor's gonna be like, you tried to kill me once. What makes you think I would trust you? And Tassi's just, I'm sorry for that, and I do feel sympathy for you. But I can help you live now. I'm sorry for the decision I make, but I will do everything I can to help ensure you live now. Something like that, just something. Not nothing. I know, there are flaws in designing the game this way. She might say something the players would disagree with, although she already does in this game. She might say talk too much, although in this game she already does talk too much. It's still better than a blank state. You can't have a character-driven story with a plain character. Even if it's a choice-based game, the choices you make reflect what kind of character it is. Tassi has no characteristics apart from being a caring mother, and a character like that makes it hard to root for. It may be enough for me to care about Tassi if I knew her in real life, if I were her friend or something, but if I have a rock, I name him George, and this baby rock has 2 baby rocks named Jimmy and John. I don't care about what happens to this rock. I could throw it away in an instant, and I wouldn't give a fuck about a rock. Some of you may also argue that a character like that is hard to immerse yourself into. I say no. There's many ways to be immersed in a story, and having a silent protagonist isn't always the way to do so. Creating a believable world with believable characters is a great way to do so. How many of you got immersed into the world of Witcher 3? Enjoy running through the fields of Kingdom Come Deliverance. How many of you love the experience of San Andreas, even though the graphics are outdated? This is what good writing and game design does. No matter how different the world is, how outdated the graphics are, how simple the designs are, you can still immerse yourself in the game if it has great writing, great characters, or something you can get behind. My point being, create something that players would care about. Not just a plank of wood and have her thrown in horrific situations. That's basically what Outlast does. Alright, finally done with the first point. Next point. What was it again? Oh yeah, lack of a character arc, character growth, or anything. Yeah, a bland character could be okay for a story under two circumstances. A, the plot is interesting, or B, the character goes through an interesting growth throughout the game, but nope, she remains the same from start to finish. There's character's development, with flashback and all, but there's no character growth at all. Sure, a character development with flashback could be interesting, like how revealing that the main character is actually the killer in all this time or something like that. But unless it's something jaw-dropping like that, character development is really not that much of a big deal compared to character growth in a character-based game. I mean, character-driven game. Seeing our character grow is one of the best aspects of a character-driven story. Heck, how about I just use a comic book hero? Something people don't really know about. How about Moon Knight, for example? 2006 Moon Knight. He started off as a drunk man who's living in the past, who doesn't really accept reality and gives up easily. At the end of issue 5, he becomes a whole different character. Alright, I won't tell you what happens, but yeah, he becomes a whole different character. Alright, I like Moon Knight, alright? I really like Moon Knight. The art style is fucking awesome. The first few issues, art style is just magnificent. But yeah, you can compare him in the beginning to how he is in issue 5, and you can see a huge difference between him. Let's use another example from an Amnesia game. Simon from Soma. Here's a moment of Simon I really like. When he takes the climber down to the bottom of the ocean, he talks to Catherine about his worries. Since he just basically decides something really drastic, he became really sad. He described his situation in a really sorrow voice, questioning his actions, trembling over the weight of the situation he's in. When he asked Catherine to say something, that's a really memorable moment because you can feel the desperation is in his voice. Credits to the voice actor for that great delivery. This is a character moment, by the way. This is something that Amnesia Rebirth desperately needs. Even though it may seem like something small to most people, a character moment where Tassie questioned herself is a huge moment if it ever got into this game. This isn't a Greek hero story where it's about the adventure or the grand quest or the ending. No, it's about a character and what she goes through. And it's not about just her being through gory stuff. It's about her growing from these stuff. If I want a thrill like that, I would just go to a haunted house or something. Alright? Unless the development is jaw-dropping, like I said, like the main character's being killed or something, the audience needs something to be invested with. A character growth is one of those. Considering the type of game this is, I would say a subtle type of growth would be nice too. How about have Tassie start off as a coward, unable to make the choice of whether to choose her friends or her baby, and have her run away at the beginning, taking the amnesia potion in the process, running away. Like, this is something relatable, right? People running away and wanting to close their eyes and forget reality. Like, this is what she does. It's something that players can get a little bit behind, even though it's really niche. But it's still a proper reason for her to have amnesia, and proper reason why she's in the situation she's in. It's because she was offered a choice and she ran away. There's huge consequences for running away. It could be a story about her running away too. Consider the type of game this is. Like, that sounds really fitting, doesn't it? Throughout the game, she becomes more courageous, and at the end, she confronts these choices or her failure of running away. She takes fate into her own hands. She becomes a totally different character from the start. I know this sounds like Ripley from Alien or Sarah Connor from Terminator, but this is like those characters are basically the bare bones character arc. If you want to build a character, these are action thrillers, by the way. They're not supposed to be character driven, though the characters are the main plot points or MacGuffins. It's a action thriller movie. Yet they have better character development than Tassie. If you want to put a spin on the cliche of this type of character growth, you could have it so that your character is given two choices throughout the game, where one is she runs away and has a higher chance of escaping, or courageously charging into the danger, risking death. If the character picks the courageous choice more than 60% of the time, they'll get the courageous ending. Or if it's a 50-50 or something, have her realize the consequences of her actions and her becoming unable to move forward with her life. That is interesting, doesn't it? Have her become so scared of moving forward. Have her hate herself so much to the point where she's willing to sacrifice her life so that other people's could live, because she wants them to live this life instead of her. That is an interesting development, alright? These alternatives are way better than what we are giving, which is, she's scared now. She wants to live now. She talks to baby now. She ends the game now with no character development whatsoever. Like, I get it. This is like Amnesia: The Dark Descent. You're trying to go like that, like have the player choose what they want her to end with. But this is not The Dark Descent, a plot-driven game, or basically the atmosphere-driven game. It's a character-driven game, and there's nothing to prompt her choosing anything. Heck, there's everything that goes against the choice of letting the queen live. Like, if you go through the story, you'd definitely want to kill this bitch. There's no questioning her actions of any sort. There's no growth or any sort. There's no becoming a badass or just something. Just something. It doesn't have to become badass, like I say. I said that as a joke. But just have her grow. That's basically the point of this. Okay, I can hear what you're thinking right now. It's like Amnesia: The Dark Descent. You basically are Daniel. That's what his thoughts, his everything. That's what you are. That's why it's okay for Tassie to not have character growth, because it's you that's growing throughout the situation, and not Tassie. Sorry, but small differences between those two. One does not speak, and one speaks stuff that I do not want to be spoken about. Tassie is given a clear objective. For Daniel, it's just get revenge on him. And you get to decide later whether or not you want to enact that. Which is cool. Makes sense. He has amnesia, he's a whole new person, he has a whole new persona. Everything, he's not the same person at all. He's basically us. But Tassie. But Tassie has her own expression. She has her own personality. Which contradicts with what I would want to do, making it hard for me to feel like Tassie is actually me. So, if the game wants a talkative character, I say they double down and actually make her an actual character, make her believable, and make her grow. That's the best way to do it if you want a talkative character. Simon, he only has one objective: get the arc up to the sky. That does not interfere with any of the psychological stuff, which make it a perfect catalyst for us to immerse ourselves into the game with.